Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Chadarana and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. We are back with some more SCP information. These are some of my favorites to do because they are so interesting and it's crazy to see how people can come up with some crazy ideas of what these SCPs can be. I find it very interesting and it kind of makes me want to do my own SCPs. I feel like I could make up some good ones. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a list of Chadarana made SCPs. But we're not here today for my creations, we are here today for your creations, and I'm bringing you today's list of top 10 scary SCPs that can never escape. Make sure you guys stick around for the whole video because I am going to be putting in some pet shoutouts that you guys love so much. Remember, if you want me to shout out your pet, you can message me on Instagram. And if any of you at home want some more Most Amazing Top 10 content, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We have started to do Facebook exclusive content and you are not going to want to miss any of that. And right before we get into this video, let's do a big shout out to our sponsor. Are you a big time gamer looking to grab some games for next to nothing? Well then you gotta check out G2A.com. G2A Marketplace is a great place for gamers and anyone who wants to get into nerd culture to buy video games, gaming accessories, and electronics for insanely discounted prices. Things are up to 90% off. They even have discounts on things like pre-orders. You can check out the link in the description below. It will take you right to their website where you can start saving on gaming today. Now that we've given an amazing shout out to our sponsor, let's get into this list. At number 10 we have SCP-035. Now any mask can look very creepy, especially a porcelain one that looks like a creepy smiling face. There isn't a lot of ways you can swing this without making it look like something out of a horror movie. And just so you know, there's a lot of backstory with this SCP and it makes me think it should be its own horror movie. At first glance this SCP looks just like a normal mask, but if you are around it for long enough you will quickly learn that it is much more diabolical. If someone is within proximity to this mask for an extended period of time, they will start to feel the urge to put it on as if the mask is inside their head and baiting them to wear it against their own will. If the person who is resisting falls victim to the mask and puts it on, then all hope will be lost for said person. They will immediately have their mind taken over by the mask and become a host to their new master. The mask now has complete control of that person and their mind will be wiped, although they are still conscious and can feel and hear everything that is happening. From this point the mask will start to use the body as a bargaining chip, offering the host freedom if it is able to escape the containment of the SCP Foundation. If it is not given its request, it will start to dismember the host and will most likely lead to suicide, and then the mask will lie dormant until its next victim puts it on. At number 9 we have SCP-682. Basically this SCP is a massive lizard-like humanoid dinosaur creature that is very intelligent, able to solve complex puzzles, communicate with anyone who wishes to talk to it, and have deep complex conversations, and also has a hatred for anything living. Think of it as Doomsday from the DC universe, but way smarter but not as strong. And much like Doomsday, this guy has the ability to regenerate. SCP-682 has gills on its face that will allow it to consume almost any material and filter out the toxins. It will then use this to restore its body into a fully regenerated state. So if this dude got on the loose, it would start a killing spree, killing everything in its path, and it would be able to heal from almost any wounds. That doesn't sound like a good time for anyone. At number 8 we have SCP-2598, otherwise known as the Moth Salesman. This is a little moth with a helmet that will communicate with humans via Morse code. It does this by banging its head against your head, but the moth is small like a regular moth, so this doesn't hurt. It's just simply the only way it can communicate with people. Any conversation you have with this moth will lead to one thing and one thing only. The moth will try to sell you a helmet. Even though you are a human and the helmet is for moths, it will still try to sell you this helmet. It doesn't matter what you ask the moth. You could be like, hey, what's your opinion on large companies and their effect on climate change? And he would be like, well, I think they wouldn't be such a threat to the environment if they focus on making smaller products, like the moth helmet that you could buy right now for 3 easy installments of $19.99. Now this guy is object class safe. He's not trying to kill you, but the only reason I put him on this list is because if he escapes, he could teach other moths to sell. Then we would have moths flying all over the place trying to sell us stuff all the time. It would be like living in a world of pop-up ads. Walking down the street, you would just be swarmed by moths trying to get you to buy Tupperware. And that sounds even worse than the regenerating dinosaur who hates humanity. At number 7 we have SCP-1048. This dude is known as the Build-A-Bear because it is literally a little teddy bear that walks around and draws pictures and it is super cute. So why is it on this list? Well, this SCP has never been a direct danger to anyone. It will use its cute appeal to lull people into a false sense of security, having them bring it supplies which it will then use to construct other versions of itself. Now these built clones are very dangerous. They have expressed the ability to use different powers which are extremely violent towards people. If this thing got got loose, it could build an army of little clones like it that could take over the world. We would literally get killed by teddy bears. At number 6, we have SCP-2059. This SCP is a massive blob of flesh from a ton of different organisms. Fish, mammals, humans, anything with a heartbeat can be absorbed into this creature. If you come in contact with this blob, it will suck you in and spit out your teeth and hair. It has been known to attack all forms of life who come close to it. It cannot speak, but on one instance it used a body that was absorbed into it to communicate. It told the people interviewing it that it was a child from another dimension and that it was lost. At number 5, we have SCP-076. This guy is an object class Keter, and it seems to be some sort of unstoppable warrior. Think of it as the Doomslayer but stronger, and it's not on our side. He's kept in a containment facility 200 meters below sea level and consists of 2 parts. 076A seems to be a black cube-like coffin that contains the humanoid portion known as SCP-076B. The coffin is not connected to any known society or culture. It has markings on it that have never been deciphered, and it seems to be the only way to keep SCP-76B from killing everyone. SCP-76B is the real problem. It looks like a man, and all the tests that have been performed on him have actually shown that he is dead, but his body never decays. He has long black hair, gray eyes, and stands at 1.92 meters tall. His body from head to toe is covered in tattoos that seem to be ritualistic in nature. He will stay in a constant sleep/death state, but if he ever wakes up, you better run. He will find every human close to him and he will rip them to shreds. He has super strength, super speed, and reflexes. Here are some of the things that this SCP has been recorded doing. He was able to rip through a reinforced steel security door over the course of 4 minutes while sustaining an assault. He was able to move over 64 meters in under 3 seconds. He was able to take multiple 50 caliber BMG rounds to the head and survive minutes after being reported dead despite severe damage to the cerebellum. He was able to swat handguns and rifle caliber bullets out of the air with the length of a steel bar and survive everyone that hit him. He was also able to survive an hour of oxygen deprivation without needing to breathe a single time. Basically, this guy is sort of unkillable. At number 4, we have SCP-738. Known as the Devil's Deal, this SCP is a desk and 2 chairs. If someone sits in the chair, then a voice will be heard and a feathered quill and a piece of paper made out of human skin will appear before them. A disembodied voice will start talking to the person sitting in the chair and offer them whatever they wish for, but at a price. You know, classic devil stuff. But the price will always be some level of trauma, whether physical or other. You may barter with the voice, but it will only give you what you want or what you wish for if you offer up something at par of your wish. One experiment with this chair led to 12 dead SCP workers. If this got out to the public, there would be no telling what people would be willing to sacrifice for their deepest, darkest desires. At number 3, we have SCP-2399. This SCP isn't even on Earth, it's on Jupiter, and it is known as the MisFunctioning Destroyer. It is contained with a series of satellites that have been sent out to create jamming signals so the destroyer can't finish a self-repair and come to Earth. It is a massive mechanical structure, and it is actually what is known as the Red Dot or the Big Storm on Jupiter thanks to the SCP disinformation agents. It's actually a giant robot with antimatter weapons. It releases constant repair drones to go deeper and deeper into Jupiter, and it seems this SCP has super advanced technology, electromagnetic shielding, and the ability to travel trillions of light years through the universe. If it ever came to Earth, this would be the end of everything as we know it. At number 2, we have SCP-871. It's a cake, but not just a usual cake, it's a spooky cake. All the SCPs are spooky. This cake will appear out of nowhere, and the origin of where the cake is teleporting from is unknown, but it is known that the cake must be consumed within an hour, and only by humans or another cake will appear. If any damage is done to the cake that isn't done simply with the purpose to consume the cake, then another cake will appear. This process can speed up faster and faster until the recreation of these cakes spirals out of control. Basically, it would open up a wormhole where cakes keep flying out until the whole world is covered in cake. If an outbreak happened, it would take only 80 days before the whole world is covered in cake and everyone is dead. That's a pretty sweet way to die. I hate myself for that joke. And for the number 1 spot, we have SCP-001J. This SCP is locked away in a secret location. There is nothing in its cell, and the cell is a tungsten container inside another tungsten container. There is only robotic personnel that guard this SCP, as it is too dangerous to have anyone close to it. SCP-001 is basically a big red button, and if you push it, it would mean the end of reality, which is obviously very bad. Now, it's not trying to escape, the button is inanimate, but if something happened, like an earthquake or a natural disaster that revealed the button, it would be a reverse Big Bang and we would all die. Everything would die. Like the reality would die. Alright everyone, that has been our list, and now let's do some pet shoutouts. First off, we have Memo, who's looking really nice posing on the stairs. Then we have Alonzo, whose place looks nicer than mine. After that, we have the happiest dog ever, Olivia, look at that smile. Then we have the golden retriever pup named Ghost, very classic, I love it, golden retriever pups, you can never go wrong there. Then we have the husky named Tuffy, she is super hyper, I feel it in my bones. And to wrap it up, we have this super cute picture of this big old yawning cat. Alright everyone, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I have been Shade Arena, and hopefully we don't die by SCPs. Bye.